are back with comedian David Boyle, and I'm quitting alcohol. So it's a new year and it's a new me. The strangest shit happened last night. I went to sleep and I woke up in the morning and I felt like a completely new person. All the decades of ingrained bad behavior that I haven't been able to break over the last 2.5 years just stripped away. Just disappeared. My negativity, my bad attitude, my fucking anger, all gone when I woke up this morning. Replaced with a positive attitude that I think is going to last all 2022, if not the rest of my life. It's funny how a new year can just fundamentally change you without any effort at all. So I got up in the morning and I thought to myself, I tell you what, I'm going to celebrate my new change of character. And I went down and I bought 4 croissants. 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 4 of the fuckers. I pretended 2 of them were for my mother-in-law, so I got some good points there, and I also ate them myself anyway. So I basically deep-fried 4 croissants in butter and ate them. That was my first meal of 2022. Things have changed. It's a new year and it's a new me. And then I had a bacon and egg roll. You can't get a fucking bacon and egg roll here to save your fucking life. So I had to go down. I had to buy some shitty bacon. It was okay, but it's not fucking proper Australian carcinogenic bacon. It almost looks organic here. It's trash. It hasn't been injected with anything. It doesn't have its own salt in it already. I just want my bacon to be poison. Just give me fucking bacon poison. So I made my bacon and egg roll and I just thought to myself, fuck, this new me, I'm achieving things already. This is great. Life is all about momentum. So you want to build some momentum, and that's what I've done today. So after my bacon and egg roll, I thought maybe I'll just have a little relax. And because it's a new year and I'm a new me, I ended up watching about 7 hours of podcast today. Just ignored my kids completely. I was looking after my daughter. She fell over a couple of times. I said neglect toughens them up. You can't be fucking pampering these kids. Oh, fuck. I forgot to tell you yesterday, or didn't have time to tell you yesterday, but we went out to lunch yesterday on New Year's Eve with a bunch of my wife's friends. And one of my wife's friends, they have a 6-year-old son who my son fucking plays with when we go out with them. And this cunt is fucking the biggest Adrian fuck I've ever seen in my entire life. I hate this kid with every cell of my body. There's a new Adrian in town and Papa Boyle does not like him at all. And this is what happened. So this little fuck, new Adrian, we've hung out with this couple quite a bit, but when we get together, the kids run off. So I don't really see what's going on with this little fuck. But at lunch yesterday, there was nowhere for them to go. But this fucking couple, they treat this kid like, I don't know how to explain it. Not like a golden child, but they just like, they're scared of him. That's it. They're fucking scared of this little cunt. God, I hope they don't listen to this episode. But anyway, I'm watching my son play with new Adrian, and this little fucker is like pushing my son around. He's like 1 year older. They're about the same size. He might be a little bit stronger, but he's pushing him around, and my kid's not reacting because I've taught my kid to be a fucking good boy. Anyway, we bought some chocolate to this fucking lunch so the 2 kids can share it after lunch, and it must have fallen out of my pocket or something, and fucking this little cunt new Adrian has picked it up, and he walks over and says to his mum, "Can I have this chocolate now? Can I eat this chocolate? Mum, I want to eat this chocolate." And I'm like, no, you can have it after lunch. You 2 can share it after lunch. And I put my hand out for him to give it back to me, and he moves his hand. I'm like, what the fuck was that? You moved your hand? Like, I can't just fucking grab you by the neck and take it off you little cunt. And he goes, "Mum, I want this chocolate." And I'm like, "No, give it here. You can have it after lunch." And he moves it away and hides it behind his back. And I'm like, all right, this is on now, cunt. And he goes, "Mum, I want the chocolate." And I'm like, "No, you can have the chocolate after lunch. Now give it here." And his mum goes, "Give him the chocolate." And he gave me the chocolate like hesitatingly. And I'm like, I'm going to keep my eye on this little fuck now. He is not escaping my wrath. So about half an hour after that, the two kids disappear, and apparently they're fucking down near some water throwing rocks. And so I go get them, and I see my son. I'm like, get here. And so he comes, and I yell to this other fucking new Adrian. I'm like, come. And he just stays there. I'm like, all right, don't come. I don't want you to come. So I go back. I go back to the table only with my kid. And they were like, where's this other fucking cunt? And I'm like, he wasn't listening to me, so I didn't bring him. And my wife's like, what are you doing? Why didn't you bring both of them? I'm like, he didn't listen. I'm not fucking bringing him. I'm not going to try and convince him not to drown in the lake. So already my war with new Adrian is causing some problems amongst the group. Then about half an hour later, the two kids, they ate their food. They come over to me and they're like, can I have some chocolate? That's not how they asked. This little fucking cunt came over and he said, I want the chocolate now. I'm like, you what? What the fuck is going on here? Can someone tell me what the fuck is going on here? Why is this little fuck talking to me like this? And I'm like, yeah, you can have it if you say please. His parents are there as well. His parents are at the table. They can tell I'm starting to get fucking pissed off. And he begrudgingly says please. So I give him and my son a little bit of fucking chocolate each. They eat it, and this little cunt, new Adrian's eating it, and he's like, I hated it. And I'm like, you what? He's like, I hate it. And I'm like, I don't give a flying fuck if you hate it or not. You're lucky I don't break your fucking nose. Now get out of my sight. And I asked my son, I'm like, did you like it? Was it nice? And he's like, I hated it too. And I'm like, you what? Just say that again. You what? And he's like, I hated it a little bit. And I'm like, if you ever say I hated anything again, I'm going to throw you in the fucking lake. So what happens is when these useless fucking parents can't fucking discipline their fucking little cunt kids, my kid starts copying them. And my kid's a good kid. When I'm around, he's a good kid. If I'm not around, he's a little cunt too. So he just starts copying these little fucks. And he doesn't realize that his mate's not going to get in trouble from his useless fucking parents, but he's going to get in fucking trouble from me. And I had to explain to him, I'm like, he's not going to get in trouble. Let him do whatever you want. But if you copy him, you're going to have to deal with me. I'm just like, you just be a good boy. You just be yourself. Don't start copying any of these little fucks. Anyway, about 20 minutes after this, we're back at the table. The kids are at the table. I'm just staring at this little new Adrian, just hating every single fucking mannerism and every little thing he's fucking doing. And then a plate of strawberries comes at the table, and he's on the other side. His dad's on the other side, and he yells out to his dad. He's like, I want a strawberry. Give me a strawberry, Dad. And his dad's like a little bit drunk, and he's not really listening. And he keeps yelling at his dad. He's like, give me a strawberry. I want a strawberry. And just won't shut the fuck up. His dad finally pays attention to him and gives him a strawberry. And then this little fucking kid, no shit, says to him, I'll throw it at your head next time. And I'm like, holy fuck. And his dad's like, hey, don't say that. That's what his dad said. Hey, don't say that. Like he's scared of him. And at this point, I'm basically saying to their parents, hey, do you want me to discipline this cunt? Because you guys aren't doing fuck all. So about 20 minutes after that, this is my whole fucking New Year's Eve lunch. I don't even care about the food or the conversation or anything. I'm just staring at this little fuck, hating him. So yeah, 20 minutes after that, my son comes over. I forget what he wanted, maybe another bit of chocolate or something like that. I gave it to him and he says, I'll chuck it at your head next time. No shit, he said that to me. My son said that to me. I'm like, what did you say? And he's like, nothing. I'm like, no, say it again. I dare you to say it again. He's like, no, I didn't say anything. I'm like, hey, I told you just before, don't be copying these little fucks. You just be you, all right? Otherwise, you're going to get in big trouble. And new Adrian's parents heard that, and I said it in a way that was like, your kid's a fucking cunt and I hate him. That's the way I said it. So they were picking up my fucking vibes. So another half an hour goes by and the kids are playing and they're near this plant. It's like a fucking, I don't know what kind of plant it was, but It was like one of those plants that are mainly sticks or like branches until a certain time of the year and then they bloom. And I look over and this new Adrian cunt, he's breaking the twigs off or the branches off this poor fucking defenseless plant and just throwing them away. He's just like breaking this plant. And I'm like, that's a fucking enough of this. And I walk over, I'm like, stop breaking the plant. And right in my face, he breaks it again. And I grab him and I push him away from the plant. I'm like, get away from the plant. My son's there as well. And I said to my son while new Adrian was standing next to him, I said, if he was my son, I would have smacked him so hard now. If you want to copy him, that's what you're going to get, all right? So then it's just full hatred of this cunt now. I just fucking despise the little shit. So we go back to the table, and I don't think anyone has noticed what happened just then. Because they're all enjoying themselves, enjoying their day. I have my full attention on you, Adrian. So we get back to the table, and my son says, hey, Dada, if you were new Adrian's dad, he would be in so much trouble. And the rest of the table heard that. And I said this in front of the whole table, in front of my son, new Adrian's parents, my wife, everyone. I was like, if I was fucking new Adrian's dad, I would have slapped the fucking shit out of him by now. And I looked directly at his dad. I'm like, I'm sorry, man, but it's the fucking truth. I would have slapped the fuck out of him. And he's like, yeah, I agree. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? What the fuck is going on? And the other thing is, these parents are talking about how their parents disciplined them into being good kids, how they were so scared of their mums and their dads and all that sort of shit, had respect for them, blah, blah, blah. He's saying this in front of his kid, just saying they don't respect us at all. I'm like, no, your kid doesn't respect you at all. And neither do I. So it's a new year, it's a new me, and there's a fucking new Adrian. There's a new Adrian in town that's going to cause me a lot of fucking problems. I just can't believe these fucking kids. I can't believe they're fucking parents, to be honest with you, because their shit parenting undoes all my parenting in like fucking an hour, and then I have to double discipline my son who fucking doesn't deserve it because he's learned his fucking lesson, but follows these little cunts and fucking, it's a problem. Anyway, Happy New Year. Happy fucking New Year. I hope you enjoyed your time, but that's it for tonight. If you're enjoying the fucking podcast, share it around, and I'll see you the fuck later.